muckers, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you're having the best day ever. Okay, the second video of the day. If you watched the first one, or you're just checking this one out, or whatever your plan is on my channel today, I appreciate you taking the time to click on. I know that there's a lot of people uploading YouTube videos, so I appreciate you clicking on mine, and I genuinely mean that. So, okay, mucker, we are talking about someone we haven't talked about in quite some time, which is Gabbie Hanna. We haven't talked about Gabbie in a while now, probably since she made her series, which was her coming back to YouTube in what they call, in what we're gonna watch, an emotional return to YouTube and an emotional release, which is a bunch of BS. But it was basically just Gabbie left the internet for a while and was just uploading music to her YouTube channel and was kind of gone for a bit. Then kind of came back to the internet and was kind of acting crazy, but not in like a, oh, she's crazy, in kind of like she was trolling. She was uploading TikToks where she was acting crazy to troll, to get attention, and she admits that she was doing this. She was doing it on Twitter, she was also doing it on YouTube, and then she released music, and then right after that, she came back to YouTube with a series. Very short-lived, but it was supposed to be longer. Each episode kind of focused on YouTubers who did her dirty, drama that did her dirty, her interpretation of things, and it got so messy and so blown out of proportion that whenever she was actively uploading them, the YouTuber that she was calling out, which I don't think she anticipated to happen, was responding in real time. So she made a video exposing Joey Graceffa, and then Joey Graceffa made a response which got like 2 million more views than what her did, and it got her so much backlash, and then she kind of called it quits on the series halfway through it. It was supposed to be a big long series, but it kind of just turned into multiple videos on Trisha, which I'm no stranger to, but that's what it turned into. So a while ago, we kind of got wind that this particular thing was happening, which is the Red Table Talk with the Estefans. Now, Gabbie Hanna was supposed to be going on this with Perez Hilton, and we saw a trailer of this a very long time ago, but nothing ever came of it. It has been so delayed, and it is finally out. And it is basically an episode about cancel culture, so what better to have on it than Gabbie Hanna, who is so anti-cancel culture, even though cancel culture is not even a real thing. Cancel culture is not a real thing. I'm so sorry if you think cancel culture is a real thing. It is not. Accountability culture is real. Cancel culture is not real. So this entire 24-minute episode is kind of like a knockoff version of the Red Table Talk, whatever the original one is, with Jada Smith, isn't it? So anyway, it's this new version of it on Facebook, and it's called Episode 19, The Cancel Culture Epidemic. And what two better people to interview than Perez Hilton, and Gabbie Hanna. So the first maybe 12 minutes of this episode is Perez Hilton. I'm really quickly going to run down what happens there. They bring Perez on, they ask him about cancel culture, they ask his opinion on things, they bring up situations where he was in the wrong with celebrities, they bring up that he's the most hated like blogger, they bring up that his website is so hated, and giving credit where credit is due, Perez Hilton sits down and openly states that, you know, all of the things basically that he did on the internet were too far past the point. They weren't okay in the moment, they're not okay now. And I think that this is a great parallel because they do bring Gabbie on in the second half, and Gabbie immediately just starts attacking Perez and calling him out, which we're going to see. But out of the two of them, Perez was the only one, and I'm not excusing either of their behaviors, Perez was the only one who sat down and was like, yep, I did this wrong, I did this wrong, I'll admit that I did this wrong, yeah, I would do this differently now. And then Gabbie comes out and immediately compliments the woman, and then is like, and Perez, you did that, and this is where the, like, it's like so quick. And so, I'm pretty sure that the filming for these episodes is like 3 or 4 hours, so it has been cut down to 24 minutes. So it is the juiciest of the juicy bits. So Gabbie talks, realistically, for like 5 minutes, and then they bring on like a counselor who kind of talks through cancel culture and the effects it has. Before we get to what Gabbie's saying, I do just kind of want to give you where she's coming from. Basically, they introduce Gabbie as this big social media artist, this big social media star who is the victim. She's the face of cancel culture after relentless attacks and relentless, you know, spam mob hate. You know, she's still reigning supreme and all this bullshit, right? But it's basically an episode that's trying to highlight Gabbie as someone who's been done so wrong by the internet and that people are so obsessed with her. And again, this is the narrative that Gabbie is saying without this. And what's interesting, which we're going to see, is she starts coming after Perez Hilton. And then Perez says, yes, Gabbie, I can admit that everything I've done is wrong. But at the same time, you can't come on here just trying to come for me and say that I've done all this wrong thing, whenever only a month ago, at the time of filming this, a month ago was the series, you were getting called out for all the Jessie Smiles stuff. You were getting called out for much worse, you know, through all of these different people, you know, situational, like, within the drama space of recent, where Gabbie is calling Perez out for things he's done in the past. And he's like, baby girl, let's focus on the past couple months. And it's interesting, her response, because she says, yeah, but if you looked into it, you would see that there's no value in any of that. And it's like, okay, let's look into it, and we will see that, you know, what Perez is saying about you is true, equally as what you're saying about Perez is true. You know, these people are two pears in a pod. No, two peas in a pod. What the fuck is two pears in a pod, Adam? Two pears in a... doesn't even work. So, I just want to show you how they introduce it. Now, because I am watching certain parts of this and giving commentary, I am going to link the Facebook video of this where it is uploaded down below so you can know where this is coming from. I'm watching this fair use, commentary purposes, and I will be linking it all below so you can go watch the full episode if you so desire. So this is how they introduce Gabbie. Let's hear it.
Alright, YouTube star Gabbie Hanna skyrocketed to fame in 2013 and has consistently made headlines for online feuds with other social media influencers.
The fact that that's Gabbie's introduction, like, it's not like these amount of subscribers, this amount of views. It's YouTube star who's been known for causing controversies with other YouTube stars. I'm sure she loved that. So let's hear what they have to say about Gabbie.
Those feuds...
She looks so gorgeous here. So gorgeous here. Right? When was this? 2017? Well, I mean, she still does, but I mean, this is a fabulous look.
Have escalated.
I'll give credit where credit's due.
Mobs calling for
Gabbie Hanna is getting cancelled again. The internet wants Gabbie Hanna cancelled.
To be cancelled. Fans of her rival.
Why is everyone so mad at Gabbie Hanna? Like, this is so dramatic, but it's literally like people just want Gabbie to take accountability. No one wants Gabbie cancelled.
Have even started a petition similar to the one that...
Oh my god. Delete Gabbie Hanna's YouTube channel. At this point, many of us know the situation between Gabbie Hanna and a lot of YouTubers. As well, this has 23,000 signatures. As well as perhaps many other people who won't speak up due to fear. It's safe to say that Gabbie Hanna's YouTube channel should be deleted so that she may not be continuing emotionally, mentally hurting others through publicity and fame. Help sign this petition so that we may have honest and genuine YouTubers on YouTube instead of ones that harm our YouTube community. Many people are affected by her actions, Kenza cosmetic scams, and personal content about others. Whenever she made story times about certain things that she shouldn't have made story times about. I'm not going to go further into that, but if you know, you know. Fans and everyone who loves YouTube. Her channel should be removed and YouTube can help us by removing her channel. If we win this petition, we'll be encouraging the respect of others and essentially teaching our youth about how harmful it is to manipulate and emotionally harm others. If we lose this petition, then she will use her platforms to emotionally abuse other people and gain more views, subscribers, money, and our children may follow the same footsteps. I think this is very dramatic. In my opinion. I think deplatforming someone is the last case scenario, regardless of who it is, and I think it's very situational on when someone should be deplatformed. Do I think Gabbie Hanna should be deplatformed? No. Do I think Gabbie Hanna has done some very awful things? Absolutely. Do I think she's used her YouTube to do some very awful things? Yes. Do I think she's been involved in very shady things? Yes. Does she need to apologize for a lot? Yes. Do I believe she should have her YouTube channel deleted? No.
It led to Perez Hilton's TikTok ban. Gabbie, who's also building her music career, says this has devastated her. So what if I'm the monster?
Sing it, queen. Gabbie Hanna loses thousands of subscribers overnight. Gabbie Hanna on YouTube. I've been shadow banned. Oh god, let's not bring up that era again. Let's talk about Gabbie Hanna and why YouTube loves to hate her.
Personally, and...
I love that they're trying to, like, show this. Like, you know whenever, like, a big celebrity would go on and they would have, like, CNN wrote this, NBC wrote this, all these different things. For Gabbie, it's like SK Pop, T90, like, who are these news publications?
Professionally.
No matter what I say or do, it's just, like, everything I do is twisted.
Welcome, Gabbie! This table's on fire, woman.
Okay, wait. Look at how she enters. This is how Gabbie enters. I think this says a lot about Gabbie. Okay?
It's on something.
Oh my god.
Hey, Gabbie!
I was absolutely just aching back there.
You should have just come on out.
Well, I wanted to. I was trying to be respectful.
Well,
first of all, I cannot tell you how honored I am to be.
By the way, amazing skin. What's her secret?
Here with everyone at this table.
Well,
I am.
This is so awkward. Look at the gap.
obsessed with you so much, everything that you're saying. I feel like you're speaking out of my journal. Like everything that you've been saying about the picture, because you are absolutely...
So basically, it's a tweet from Perez Hilton. Why are Fifth Harmony fans being so extra over this photo of Lauren in the red kissing another girl? So basically, outing.
Absolutely correct. It's the equivalent of if somebody starts a rumor in high school and it's kind of gossip among the mean girls, and then somebody takes the overhead and announces it to the entire...
Look at her, she's not doing eye contact with Perez Hilton at all.
...high school, and then the principal sends a newsletter to the entire community. That's the difference between what they did and what you did. So, validation for you.
Right. You had
very awkward.
the Gabby show, would you have posted that picture?
Absolutely not. My content doesn't revolve around other people. Like, look at my top videos, like
my content doesn't revolve around other people, yet Gabby's last, like, 10 uploads had Trisha Paytas in the thumbnail and title. Girl, you can admit it, it's fine. You know, it's fine. Joey Graceffa videos, baby. Jessie Smiles videos, it's okay to admit it. It's okay to admit if people click on you because you're talking about drama. It's okay, baby. It's a safe space. Come on.
I'm making content about myself. I would never...
She's like, my top videos are about me. And it's all videos from like 2013.
Or want to make my name on... I was going to say no offense, but yes, offense. I would never make my name on someone else's.
What do we do on a team?
What did she spend the last couple months of her YouTube career doing? Come on, class. What's the answer? Making drama videos.
Sure.
I think that if it's something involving somebody's sexuality or...
True, I agree with her here.
...anything involving anybody's personal life, I personally don't think that the media has to say anything about anyone. And that's where I think that we need a drastic shift in culture. We do love talking about celebrities as if they're characters. Humanity is completely out of the window. And I say this as somebody who obviously had a really great life online, but it's just, we have to start looking at humans as humans.
If I ask Gabby, like, who are you? Are you a musician, actress, entertainer?
I would identify as an artist first.
I'm an artist.
And foremost, of a lot of different kinds. That's how I like to identify. That's what makes me feel good, and I like to spend most of my days creating.
Listen, if that makes her feel good, I will call you an artist. You're an artist.
I started this when nobody knew what social media was, and I was 22 years old. I just came out of college, and I remember telling people I'm going to be a Viner, and people said that's not a thing, and I said it will be. So I
always the trendsetter.
Kind of dove into it without really understanding what that meant, and that's also when I didn't work through anything in my life yet. And I had so many mental issues going on, and I had so much past trauma. I was trying to figure out who I was. I was 22 years old, but now here I am, and I'm 30, and there's so much.
Gabby's 30? Wow. Well, I guess all that generation of YouTubers will be 30. Yeah. But if you think about it, 30 is so young.
Of my life online, and so much of my energy and my privacy that people now have access to that I wish I could eliminate. But these kids now...
So you regret it?
Of course. That's why when I see these children, I was in 10th or 11th grade when I got my first cell phone. We had limited text messages. These kids are on their phone all the time, and what happened in the pandemic is they have...
This is an interesting point that gets brought up by a lot of YouTubers, and it's basically that, you know, kids have phones so young these days, and I can't believe kids have access to social media, and it's like, yeah, but if okay, scenario, if what Gabby said that she doesn't like was eliminated, which is children don't have phones now, Gabby wouldn't have an audience, because most of Gabby's demographic are younger people. So for all the YouTubers, even past Gabby saying this, who complain about children having phones younger and younger, that is literally the people who will listen to your music, won't care about your drama, but will care about you. And it's like, it's a very naive young audience. So for YouTubers, again, past Gabby, any of them, to constantly complain about children having phones and stuff like that, it's like you would lose so much of your audience if children didn't have phones. I don't know why we're not admitting this. And also, social media is toxic, yeah, but in a world where most jobs now are going less and less 9-to-5s and more so things with digital and online and social media and stuff like this, and building your own business and building your own self online, I don't think necessarily we should be hiding technology from children whenever that's a way that the industry is going, and the industry being the workplace. Just my opinion. I want to know your thoughts on it though.
Nothing to do but be on their phones, accessing every...
Watching your videos, yes, on their phones watching your videos, and this is how you can fund your singing career, because you're an artist.
Others' lives, everything is digital.
Right? Like, that's not even a bitchy point. That's like, Is anyone getting where I'm coming from with that?
The internet, because I had a really hard time socializing in real life. I had a hard time making friends, and then all of a sudden I'm on the internet and I have all of these followers who think I'm cool and now I'm the popular girl.
And they're mostly young. They have phones. Okay.
So I wake up this addiction that Perez talked about? Or?
Absolutely. But what upset me is when I was back there is I was really eager to hear what you had to say, and it feels like you can't take accountability at all.
Nina, the fucking accountability police is on, Gabby. Who are you to say that someone can't take accountability? And listen, regardless of anyone's opinion on Perez Hilton, I'm so glad that he claps back and is like, girl. He sits, he lets her talk, he lets her get it out, and then he's like, let's talk about you. Come on. Look at this.
From where I'm sitting, like hearing you speak, it sounds like you have no idea what you're saying. You sound like such a hypocrite.
Gabbie Hanna calling someone else a hypocrite. Fun. It's a twist.
You're still doing the thing that you got canceled for, but you know you don't...
And Gabby, you're still making those videos on people.
Have to say anything about anyone. Like, you can just shut your mouth. And
I'm so glad that he took it. Because he's admitting that he did all this wrong, right? But I'm so glad that he claps back.
That'd be cool too.
A lot of people could say the same thing about you. In fact, over the last few months, many people have come forward accusing you of very hurtful, toxic, cruel things. And people can do their own research.
And if they...
Her clapback is so lame. Listen to this. People can do their own research. This is her responding to it.
Do, which you'll see, there's nothing there.
Gabby, I don't think that's true. If people do their own research, they'll not find anything on you. That's interesting, Gabby. It's also bullshit. It's not true.
I never intentionally got into the drama community. The drama community got into me.
Yeah. The drama community did get into you, Gabby. It wasn't the other way, but you're right. Queen. Whatever you want, Gabby.
The online drama came to a head when Gabby posted a series of emotional videos.
A series of emotional videos? That's not how I would class it, but good for you.
Before deciding to take a break.
YouTube's, look, all these like daily soap dish. Who is that? YouTube star Gabbie Hanna deletes channel and Instagram, leaves the internet. She left for like a week, but I mean, okay, I see the argument.
From social media and walk away from her millions of subscribers.
Everybody's already decided.
She has millions of subscribers, but how many of those are watching?
That I'm like this monster, combative, wants to hurt.
I like her hair here, by the way.
People, person. Everybody created a version of me that's just not real. And it felt like everyone in my actual real life, not the people who pretend to know me based on whatever interaction they've had. They say it feels like the people on the internet literally think you're the opposite of who you are. And I wanted to prove them wrong. Like I just wanted to show them who I was, but that's where the ego comes in, is I cared so much still about what other people thought of me.
Still now?
No, not now. But like at that point when I was like making those videos and trying to defend myself and tell my side. I've always been like an oversharer. So like if I'm sad, I like talk about it, like I post about it. When I show them that I'm hurt, it hurts more when people pick it apart and like tell me that I'm like faking or that I shouldn't be feeling this way or whatever, that I deserve it.
Okay, this is...
Alright, and that's as much as I'm gonna watch. They basically in the end here bring in...
I don't necessarily think
a
that
professional.
cancel culture is a bad thing. I wouldn't call it cancel culture.
They bring in a
I do believe that righteous indignation could be and often is a positive, but what is disappointing is it seems like so often people's go-to is cancel first.
Where's the line?
The line is determined by the public. You know, Bill Cosby is a...
Alright, so I want to know your opinion on this. My opinion on this is Gabby presents so well in person whenever there's no one there who's going to like go against her claims, you know what I mean, like hit off, and I don't think that's a good conversation in any way. You know, Perez attempted to, he, you know, well, we're not seeing it here, we don't know what didn't make it, but he didn't, you know, get into Jessie Smiles and like this. Maybe Gabby said, let's stop talking about that or whatever, or put a fight, we don't know. 4 hours of filming, 25 minutes. We do not know, but I'm glad at least that it was rebuked, because yeah, Gabby can sit on a table and say that if people looked into it, they wouldn't find anything on me, and I'm just always the victim, and I'm like, yeah, whenever someone's telling you that face to face, you'll feel sorry for them. In regards to uploading the series and getting hate on it and it being emotional, I'm sure it was. But at the end of the day, it was stuff that she chose to put out there in the first place and then chose to make the series. You know, I don't know as a viewer how much our responsibility is whenever someone's choosing to do that. You know what I mean? We can watch, we can talk, but they're giving us it. So I want to know your opinion on it. Regardless of anything, I do just want to say that I haven't seen Gabby in quite some time, and she looks very beautiful. So with that being said, I want to know your opinion. We'll talk about it below. Thank you so much for watching. Finally, it came out. Jesus, it took so long. I love you, Mucker. Bye. Mwah.